The Checkpoint is presented by GM Pharma, the first international multinational pharmaceutical company in Georgia. GM Pharma, to serve those who need it most.
Kamajoba. Have you ever heard about the concept of glamping? Glamping is the contraction between two words, glamorous and camping, offering such unusual accommodations. The concept is becoming worldwide famous, and Georgia is the perfect place to welcome those kind of unusual lodgings. A young Belgian man, Jonas, succeeded to implement here in Algerian mountains near Roulo probably what is the most famous glamping of the country, Tago. We're gonna meet this place together.
So the idea really developed over 4 years' time. I always wanted to open some kind of accommodation somewhere, like a hostel, because I travel a lot in hostels. And then, yeah, the idea just evolved to see what people really need and what they want and what would fit for this place. And so Nila it changed to the glamping, to the project that we have right now. And the concept is, it kind of still has the hostel idea behind it, but it's a glamping, right? So it's a glamping combined with social atmosphere. So we really want to connect people and bring people together. That's what we're trying to do. I think Georgia has a lot of things to offer, and I think it's really a country that has so much potential. And I've traveled to a lot of countries, and I think Georgia it's really safe. It's kind of easy to travel, but still it's an adventure because of all the mountains and the crazy nature. So while it's safe and convenient, at the same time you still have like a lot of adventure. On top of that, the people are super friendly here, so that's also very important. It's not too far culture-wise away from Europe, also distance-wise. It's not, because I still have like some people in Belgium, right? So I think that also might have played a role. And yeah, I love mountains, so yeah, that also helped. And then also, you know, the good business environment, that's quite easy to open a new business here. There are also a lot of initiatives from government, European Union, and from US aid to support new businesses that are trying to do something good in the country. So that was definitely also a reason. So yeah, all these things together, you know, they make like a really, yeah, Georgia just checks off like a lot of the boxes, yeah. From the paperwork point of view, it's easy. That's like the easiest part of it, you know, like registering the business, opening the bank accounts. It's very smooth. The Georgian government, they also want to attract foreign investors and foreign people who want to open businesses, right? So they make it very easy to register a company and to start a company, right? The thing that is of course a lot more challenging is, especially because we're in the mountains, is to get accepted by the local community, make sure that they're involved in the project, make sure that they understand that you're trying to do something that will also benefit them. And so that's definitely was the most difficult part. But I also understand it, you know, like just imagine that somebody comes to your village that's somewhere in the mountains where there is almost never tourism, and then all of a sudden there is this Belgian guy that wants to open a hotel there, you know. It's like, is this guy going to do this? It really changes the dynamics of the whole village, right? So it's normal that people are like a little bit skeptical, a little bit afraid. They don't know me, they don't know if I actually want to do something good or I'm going to do something bad. So that was a really big challenge. It still is, I think. But right now, you know, the project is running. We're really trying to work as much as possible with local people. Like I think we employ 8 people full-time from the village. And then we also have some people who work here now and then. Most of the work that's done here is done by locals. We don't work with any volunteers or people from other cities, even in Georgia. Only one person. And that's for that reason, you know. We want the village to really benefit from the project. We try to buy local products. it's impossible to make everybody happy, 100% for sure. For me, it was very difficult because in the beginning, I took it very personal when somebody wanted to do something bad against the business or wanted to block it or, I don't know, get money in some kind of dirty way. I really was taking it very personal. But right now I know it happens to most of the businesses, and you will always have people who just want to get money the easy way and the dirty way, right? But luckily most of the people in the village are not like that. I think 90, maybe even 95% of all the people in the village, they really support the project, and they see that we're trying to do something good here. And then there's just 5% people that really want to. Yeah, but I think it's not even place dependent, you know. I think this happens anywhere where you try to start a business. And it took me some time to realize this, because in the beginning I was like, what am I doing wrong, you know? I'm trying to do something good, why don't some people see it? But right now most people, they do see it, and yeah, it's really nice. And the people that don't see it, yeah, it's okay. So we have a road that goes here, but the road is not the best. So right now we bring actually most of the food, we bring by the cable car, and then once a month we also come with a car to bring like bigger supplies, like for example drinks and all these things, and we bring it by car. I really want this place to be a mix of people from Georgia, expats, tourists. The idea is just that we have people that want to connect with nature, so that's really the main thing, and who want to connect with each other. So it really doesn't matter where they're from or what they do in life, how much money they make. We also put the prices, I think, quite affordable, so that it's also accessible for Georgians. It really depends on season, right? Like in high season, of course, the prices will be higher, and in the weekends the prices are also like a little bit higher. But for example, in low season, the prices can be, now for example, the prices are like 50 lari for one person on one side, for two people 75, and on the other side it's 75 lari, and then 100 lari for two people. So that's it. And then in high season it might be maybe double the price, something like that. Yeah. This year was the first season, and it was of course a little bit tricky because we're in the middle of the pandemic. Still, maybe not in the middle, but we're still in the pandemic, right? And tourism is like, I researched it yesterday, it's like at 25% only of what it used to be in 2019. So, you know, it's a little bit tricky, but I think we did quite good. I was not really surprised by it, but still a little bit afraid that it wouldn't be that good, right? And I think the reason why that it was still successful, even though we're in a pandemic, is because because it's glamping, you know, you go away from the city, you're in nature, you're in open air, so it's like the perfect place to escape during a pandemic. And I think that's the reason why it still worked, and also because we really want to, make it accessible also for local people. Like for example, all our marketing, the whole website, all our communication is also in Georgian, for example. So yeah, I think it went quite good. There are still a lot of things that I want to improve, and I think if tourism levels go higher, we can extend the season, because right now it's quite a short season. But next to that, yeah, I think it was a good first year. Yeah. So yeah, moving from Belgium to Georgia, it's of course an adventure, right? You're going into a new culture, new country, new language. So yeah, there were definitely a lot of things that I needed to adjust to, and I think it really takes time to really get to know the real culture. You know, if you're traveling as a tourist, okay, you get to know it a little bit, but you don't really get to know to the core of the culture, right? So there were definitely some adjustments that I needed to make, some expectations, and that weren't met, some expectations that were for sure met. But yeah, I think for me it was not so difficult to do it, because again, like I said, the culture of Georgia, I feel like Georgia is kind of a European country, you know? Okay, it has its own cultural background, which is maybe not so European, but I feel here as comfortable, maybe even more comfortable than in Europe. Like, I think sometimes what people miss, or it's normal, people are like, they think they cannot do something, right? They think like, oh, I need like a lot of money for this, or oh, I don't have what it takes to do something, right? Until they see someone else doing it, which is just a normal person. Like I think I'm a normal person. I came here also with like no money, so only like maybe educational wise there is a difference, but money wise or stuff like this, there's not such a big difference, I think. And I think if they can see me doing it, 25 years old from Belgium, then maybe they can also think, huh, if this guy can do it, you know, I can also do it. And hopefully, yeah, I really hope that some people will also see this and then think like, huh, maybe I should also start my own business. Yeah, and I'm more than happy to help people to open their own glampings or places. I'm not afraid of competition or something like this. I think the tourism market is big enough, and there is not enough good places like this. Yeah.
Today was another example that Georgia is attracting more and more foreign investors. The business climate is really welcoming for this kind of new projects. An example to be followed by other foreigners for sure, but also by Georgians.
The Checkpoint is presented by GM Pharma, the first international multinational pharmaceutical company in Georgia. GM Pharma, to serve those who need it most.